This is the Roulette Master, and I cannot wait to introduce you an incredible new roulette system from one of my subscribers, Andrew. He calls this Andrew's Army, and he says that this system is so good it will beat No Luck Needed in a head-to-head matchup. So that's what we're going to do today. This should be awesome. And let's start with No Luck Needed, and then we'll get to his new system of the day. And I can't wait to see the results. So let's get started. And we're going to have a $5 bet on third 12, a $5 bet on second and third column, and then we're going to have a $10 bet on 19 to 36. That's a $25 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin with No Luck Needed. And here we go. That's a 12 red. Okay, that's a $10 loss. And each time that we lose with this, no matter what the loss is, we're going to increase by what we started with. So we're going to add 10 to the 19 to 36 and then 5 to the other bets. And now we have a $50 total bet out there, and let's go ahead and spin. This is No Luck Needed, and coming up, Andrew's Army. And that is a $50 win. So now we're up $40 already. We're going to go back to base level at $25. So again, the $25 bet is $10 on 19 to 36, 5 on third 12, 5 on second and third column, and let's spin. Okay, here we go. That is a 30 red. That's a nice $25 win there. We're up 65 already, and we're going to stay at base level here. And you can see we have the high numbers, the 19 to 36, also the the 25 through the 36. So those numbers that you win both on are fantastic. And then we also have the columns up there, so you can win all three at the same time, which is really cool. And here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 23 red. That's a $10 win. So we're up 75. We'll just rebet and spin at base level here. And let's see what we get. All right, that's a 31 black. That's a $10 win. We'll take it. We're up $85. Let's just rebet and spin again. And let's keep hitting those high numbers. Here we go. That's a 7 red. And that's a loss. So we're going to increase those by what we started with. So the 10 goes to 20 and the 5s go to 10. That's a $50 total bet now. And here we go. Let's see what we get on this one. That's a 2 black. Okay, that's a $20 loss. So we're going to increase those by what we started with. So 10 on 19 to 36 and 5 on the rest. That gets us to a $75 total bet. And let's spin. Huge jackpot potential here. Again, we can win all three at the same time, and or 3 of the 4 at the same time. That would be a better way to put it. Column, the 19 to 36, and the third 12. Okay, we're up 70. We're going to keep the bet the same and spin again until we're in session profit here. And here we go with No Luck Needed. That's a 17 black. That's a $30 loss. We're going to increase again by what we started with. So we'll add the 5s in first this time. And then we'll add the 10 in. And let's spend $100 total. And here we go. Let's get a good win here. Let's get a high number. And that's a 34 red. Okay, that's a $40 win. We missed the columns there, but we're up 80. We're just going to rebet and spin. And hopefully the next time we hit a high number like that, we'll hit the columns as well. That's a 27 red. There's a nice $100 win. We're up $180. And let's see what we hit there. We hit the 27, which is in the third 12, also in the 19 to 36, and in one of the columns. So that's awesome. And now we're up $180. Let's go back to 25 where we started. Actually, let's just go ahead and place the bets back out again so you can see those. And these are 5s. There's a $10 bet on 19 to 36. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what we get here. That's a 7 red. Okay, that's a loss, so we'll increase those by what they started with. Remember, we were up 180, and the 10s go to 20, and the 5s go to 10. Again, this is the No Luck Needed roulette system, and Andrew's Army is coming up. I can't wait to see which one wins today. And that's another loss. We're going to increase by what we started with. So let's go ahead and add 5 to the 5s and 10 to the 10. And now we're at $75 total bet, and here we go. So each time we get a loss, you go up $25, and it's the same every time. That's another loss there, so we're going to increase by what we started with. So we'll add the 10 in first. Then we'll add the 3 $5 bets in. Oh, and I accidentally added one too many there. Let's Okay, there we go. Now we're at $100 total. And you can tell if you made a mistake because they're in $25 increments. And that's a 30 red. That's a nice $100 win. Now we're up $130. And let's just rebet and spin. See if we can get some new profit here. Here we go. That's a 2 black. That's a $40 loss. Let's increase again. The 5s will go up first. We just add 5 to each and 10 to the 19 to 36. And again, it went up $25 again, as it does each and every time with no luck needed. And that's a 22 black. That's a $25 loss because we missed the column. And now we're going to have to increase again by what they started with. So let's do that again. And now we're going to have some huge jackpot potential because we have a $150 bet out there. And let's get a win. Let's get a high number. And that's a 9 red. Okay, that's a $60 loss. So we're going to increase again. But we have the bankroll to be patient on this. So let's just increase the 5s by 5 and the 10. And we're currently up $5. But don't worry, once we get a big win here, it's going to pay a ton. So let's get one. That's a 31 black. Oh, we missed the column, darn it. But we got a $70 win. That's good. Let's just rebet and spin. And let's hope the next time that happens, we hit the columns. And here we go. That's a 2 black. That's another loss. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to increase by what they started with. 10 on the 19 to 36. 5 on the other 3. And now we're at a $200 total bet. Again, we went from $175 to $200. Each time you lose, you go up $25. And that's a 13 black. That's a total $200 loss there. So now we're minus $195. But don't worry, this is a $2,000 bankroll system. No big deal there. We just increase again. And remember, you can always play this for less. Just divide everything by 5. You divide the bankroll by 5. That's $400. And then you can divide the $5 bets by 5. That's $1. Divide the $10 bets by 5. You have $2. So $1 bets, $2 bets, and a $400 bankroll will work as well. And that's a 28 black. We needed that. But we didn't hit the column, so it didn't get us where we need to go. We're just going to rebet and spin. Let's hope that next time we hit those column bets when we get a high number. Here we go. And that's definitely not a high number, 1 red. So that's a huge $225 loss. But remember, we have a $2,000 bankroll. We're only minus $330. We're going to increase again. So let's go ahead and do that. Eventually, we're going to get a really good win. And we just got to be patient. Use our bankroll to our advantage. And that's a 5 red. So that's 2 back-to-back losses there. That's a $100 loss. And we're going to go ahead now and increase again. The 5s go first. And then the 10 with no luck needed roulette system. And I have a feeling this will come back. We just got to be patient here. We just need some high numbers, and we're getting all low numbers now. It's a $110 loss. Now we're minus $540, but we still have almost $1,500 left in the bankroll, so we're good there. And remember, you can also do this with the $400 bankroll and $1 and $2 bets instead of 5 and 10. Let's get some high numbers. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it keeps going low, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead now, and we're going to go ahead and increase again. Okay, and let's add a $10 bet on 19 to 36, $325 total bet, and we need a high number. Let's get one. Okay, that's a 34 red. I wish that hit the column, but we'll take the $130 win. But we need it to hit the column the next time. I think the last 5 times we've hit, it has not hit the column. We need a high number that hits the column. And we keep hitting low numbers, and that's a $130 loss. We still have over half our bankroll, though, so I'm not concerned yet. But we need to get some wins with the no luck needed roulette system. This would be a great comeback if we could do it. Here we go. Hit a high number. That's a 16 red. That is not a high number, and that is a $350 loss. So we have less than half our bankroll left now, so we have to increase again. And we're going to need a jackpot. But, there's plenty of jackpot potential out there. All we have to do is hit the 26, 29, 32, 35, 27, 30, 33, or 36. Let's hit one of those and get ourselves back on track. Okay, that's a 31 black. Man, we just keep missing the columns. That's crazy. Okay, we still only have half of our bankroll. Let's rebet and spin again. And surely we can hit the second and third column one of these times. That's a 7 red, and that's another low number, which doesn't help us. And that's a $375 loss. So now we only have 600 bucks left, and we need a win. We can't afford any more losses. We're at a $400 total bet, and we have to get a win. This has been very unlucky so far. Okay, that's a 23 red. That's a $160 win. Okay, we're at minus 1255. We're just going to rebet and spin again here. And we really could use the columns and a high number. It almost hit the 27 there, but it hit the 10, and that is not good. So now we only have about 350 bucks left. So we can't even place this bet. So we're going to have to take some bets down. Let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. Let's get a win here. And let's spin. Not going as well as it normally would, but that happens sometimes. And that's a 1 red. I think that is the end. My goodness. That is a bad loss, and we lost our $2,000 bankroll with no luck needed. But let's see if Andrew's Army does better, and he says it will, and he says it will do fantastic. So let's jump right in and get started and see how it does. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Andrew's Army. I think you're going to love this. Let's place the bets, and we'll get started. So we're going to have a $5 bet on second and third 12, and then we're going to have a $5 bet on second and third column, and then we're going to have a $10 bet on 19 to 36. You see some similarities with the previous system, but we've added a second 12 bet, which adds a bunch of numbers that are going to make us some money that didn't previously. And let's go ahead and spin. That is a $30 total bet. And here we go with Andrew's Army. That's a 32 red. That's a $20 win. We'll take that for sure and rebet and spin. And let's see if we can get some good wins here. Now we can take advantage of the second 12 in those second and third column. And but we didn't hit the column there. So we're up 5 now. We're going to increase by what we started with. So let's go ahead and do that. And spin. That's a $60 total bet. And here we go. That's a 7 red, and that's a loss. Let's go ahead and increase by what we started with. So I think you're going to see this one is a lot safer, and I think we'll get ahead and make some profit with this one. Let's find out. All right. Good thing it didn't hit the 0 there. That's a 28 black, and that's a $15 win because we missed the columns again. And let's just stay right there and spin again at $90. And it just keeps hitting low. That's a $90 loss. Let's go ahead and increase again by what we started with. But I think this will do well. We just need to start getting some second and third 12 hits. And it keeps hitting low. That's a 9 red. It happens, and we're at minus 190, but this is a $2,000 bankroll system. You can also play this one for $400, and then just all you have to do is make the $5 bets $1, the $10 bets $2, and then have the $400 bankroll. So that would be a way to play this with less money, and that's a good one, 36 red. That's a $100 win. We're at minus 90. We're just going to rebet and spin, and let's see if we can get some good wins here. Now we can take advantage of the second 12, and we hit the worst thing you can hit when you have this many bets out there, which is the dreaded 0 or double 0. So we're going to increase again, but let's get back on track. I think we'll get back on track in no time. We are minus 240, but let's get some jackpots. Here we go. And it hit the 1 dozen that we were not covering. So we did get a little bit back there, but not much. It was definitely a bad loss. And let's increase by what we started with again, which gets us to a 210 total bet with Andrew's Army. Let's turn this thing around, and that's a 15 black. Okay, that's a break even on that one. So that's something we should talk about. So if we hit the second 12 and we miss the 19 to 36, it breaks even. So that's another thing Andrew was talking about. So let's spin. And that gives us a bunch of numbers that previously hurt us that don't, though. That's the important thing. And that's an 18 red. Same thing again, break even. But again, it won't hurt us. We're minus 330. But we just need to get some good wins here that are, second and third column in 19 to 36. Okay, that's a $105 loss there. We're at minus 435. We'll increase by what we started with. And that's why we have a bankroll, because if you start out really bad, you need to be able to be patient. So let's see if we can get back on track. And that's a 31 black. That's better. Although we missed the column again. And we're at minus 395. We'll just rebet and spin. Let's see if we can get some second and third column hits there in the second and third 12. And that's not in the second and third 12. That is a total loss. And now we're minus 635. I think this is... Oh, we need to increase that one. Sorry, guys. I forgot to increase. That's a 6 black. And we'll increase now. But we need to increase twice because we lost both those. So let's do that. 2 5s on each. 2 10s there. And now 290 total bet. All we need to do is start getting out of that first 12. And there we go. That's a 23 red. That's a $190 win. We need more of those. So let's rebet and spin. There's really lots of numbers that can help us now. We just need to hit some of them. And here we go. That's a 20 black. That's another $190 win. So we're minus 375. And again, there's lots more numbers that can help us with this version, and that's a 9 red. That's not one of them. $140 loss. We're minus 515. We'll increase again by what we started with. So let's do that and spin 320 total bet. So a nice second or third column hit in the second or third 12 would be fantastic, but we hit 5 red, which is not fantastic, and now we're minus 670. So let's increase again. Here we go, and spin. Come on, let's turn this thing around. Let's get some high numbers. All right, that's a 19 red. That'll help. It's in the first column, but we'll take a $50 win. We're minus 620. Let's rebet and spin, and let's hope the next time we hit there, we hit the second and third column as well, and that's an 11 black. We've had way too many low numbers. In fact, we've had the 11, the 5, the 9, the 6, and the 10, and that's not very lucky. So let's go ahead and increase again and spin 380 total bet. Then we'll check our balance and see how we can come back. Oh my goodness. We just keep hitting low numbers, and we're minus 975. We've lost half our bankroll. And remember, you can also play this with that $400 bankroll. And if you do that, you would use $1 and $2 units instead of 5 and 10. And you got to be kidding me. That's a 00. So we've lost on the 00, the 3, the 11, the 5, the 9, and the 6. And now we can't lose anymore. We have to get wins. And let's do it right now. This has been crazy. But this would be the best comeback ever if we could come back from this. So let's do it. Okay, that's a good start. 30 red. That's a $290 win. We're just going to rebet and spin. Let's make an epic comeback here. And do you think we can do it? That's a 20 black. That's a good start. 290 win. We're minus 805. And just like things can go horrible, things can go well. And let's see if that can happen for us today. That's a 14 red, and we just took advantage of one of those, and we're minus 795. One of those numbers that's not in the that's in the second 12 that also hits a column bet. So let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. That's a 27 red. That's a $290 win. We're at minus 505. Again, this would be a fantastic comeback if we can do this. We had so many low numbers that hopefully we can start getting some higher numbers now, and that's a 33 black. That's a 290 win. Now we're minus 215, and we're on the comeback trail, but we have a little ways to go here. Let's get a high number, not a low one. All right, that's a 30 red. It's a 290 win. We're up 75 bucks. All right, let's go back to base level and start making some money now. That was one hell of a comeback. Fantastic. Okay, now let's see what this system can do when you're not hitting first 12 on every spin. And just as I say that, we hit first 12, didn't we? So let's increase by what we started with, 30 to 60. Every time we go up, we'll go up 30 bucks because we're going up by what we started with each and every time. That's a 25 red. That's a $10 win. We're up 70. We're just going to keep the bet the same because we missed the column bet there. And here we go. But it wins a win. And that's a 26 black. That's a nice $40 win. We're up 110. We'll rebet and spin. See if we can get some more profit here. Hit the 30. Ooh, that's an 11 black. It was close to the 30. That's a $30 loss. We're up 80. Let's go ahead and increase by what we started with. So add these $5 bets. We already added the 10. Now we're at 90. Each time we win or lose, we go up by 30. So that's a 13 black. And that's fortunately, I'm sorry, we missed the column. So that wasn't fortunate. We're up 35. And let's increase by what we started with. There for a second, I thought that we might have broke even on that one. But then I realized, no, we didn't. And here we go. That's a 21 red. That's a nice $80 win. We're up 115, and we'll rebet and spin. So the 20, the 21, the 23, and the 24 are new numbers that we didn't have in the no luck needed. That can really help us out. So here we go. That's a 30 red. All right, that's a nice $80 win. Now we're up 195, and we put the bets back out again. And again, 10 on 19 to 36, 5, 5, 5, and 5. And let's spin. This has been one hell of a comeback. Let's see if it continues. And there's the 30 right there. Back-to-back 30s. It's amazing how many times that happens. We're up 215. Let's rebet and spin. Still at base level here. And here we go. Hit the 30 again. We'll take a 26. And that's a $20 win. We're up 235. Now we're cooking after a worst start ever. And now we're doing fantastic. And just as I say that, we hit the 00. And again, that's the worst thing that can happen if you have a lot of bets out there. But let's increase those by what we started with and spin again. And let's get that $30 back. Here we go. Okay, that's a 19 red. No column, but we'll take the $10 win. We're up 215. Okay, we'll leave that bet at $60 since we missed the columns. And let's see what we get here. That's a 33 black. That should be good. And that's a $40 win. So we're up 255. And let's spin again here and see if we can add a little more profit. That's a 9 red. It almost hit the 28. But that's a $30 loss. We're up 225. We'll increase again. 5, 5, 5, 5, and then 10. And spin. Now we're at 90. Again, each time it goes up by 30 because we go up by what we started with. And that's a 22 black. We missed the column, but we'll take 15 bucks. We're up 240. All right, let's see if we can get a nice jackpot win here. See if we can get multiple wins at once. And that's an 18 red. We just missed the 19 to 36 by 1, but it didn't hurt us any because that's another nice thing about this Andrew's Army is that the 14, 17, 15, and 18 should break even. Earlier we had one that paid $10. We must have messed up one of the bets on that one, but it should break even, and that's a 12 red. That's a $45 loss there, so we're going to increase by what we started with. Again, that should increase our total bet by $30, which takes us from 90 to 120. And let's spin. That's 13 black, and that's one of that's a loss, but it's one of those in the second 12. We're up 135. Let's increase because we lost. And here we go. All right, 150 total bet with Andrew's Army, and let's keep it going. That's a 16 red. Another $75 loss because we missed the columns. We're up 60. So let's increase by what we started with. And let's see if we can get some wins that cover 3 areas. Here we go. That's another 13 black. That's another loss. A $90 loss. We're at minus 30. We'll increase again. All right, we're looking for something in the 19 to 36 that's in the second and third column. But also, there's some numbers that can help us out in the second column. And that's a $210 loss there. That's not good. Now we're minus 240. So We'll increase again. And let's get some wins. It's been a while. We did unbelievably bad, and then we did unbelievably good. Now it's starting to go bad again, and that's a 22 black, $40 win. We'll take that. We're at minus 200. Let's rebet and spin. Let's hope the next time we hit 19 to 36, we'll hit the second and third column at the same time. And unfortunately, that is a 10 black, 240 loss. Now we're minus 440 out of a $2,000 bankroll. Remember, you can play this with a $400 bankroll, as well as, let me make sure I got those right. Yep, okay. Remember, you can do a $400 bankroll in $1 and $2 units. Don't forget about that. And that's a 4 black. That doesn't help us much. In fact, that's a total loss of $270. Now we're minus 710, and we need to have some good wins here. We have the bankroll to be patient, so let's be patient and let it come back for us here. We just missed the 19 to 36 there, but fortunately that's a break even, and we're at minus 710. Let's rebet and spin, and maybe we can take advantage of some of those numbers in the second 12 that are also in the second and third column. That would be nice, but unfortunately that's a 13 black, which is a $150 loss. We're minus 860 out of that $2,000 bankroll now, so it's about time to make some money. Let's do it. All right, here we go. It was a great comeback. We don't want to wreck it by consistently hitting in the first 12 again. Okay, let's go ahead and increase again. And we need to get some wins. All we got to do is get some numbers in the 19 to 36. And I think we'll start seeing some improvement. Here we go. Okay, that's a 22 black. That's a small $60 win, but we'll take it. We're at minus 1130 though. When you're playing, make sure you cash out when you get up a lot like we were. But let's have another comeback here. And that's another low number. That is not what we're looking for. That's a 180 loss. Now we only have about $700 left. So let's increase again. And we can't afford too many losses. We need to get a win here at 390 total bet. And no more low numbers. Okay, that's a better one, 36 red. That's a $260 win. Let's come back again and let's spin. Come on, let's see some high numbers. No more low numbers here. Okay, that's a 23 red. That's better. That's a $260 win. And that's, again, one of those 4 numbers that's not included in the previous system, the 20, 21, 23, and 24. We're a minus 790 now. Let's come back and see if we can do another incredible comeback. But remember, when you get up, when you're playing, cash out if you're up a lot. That's a minus 195. We're going to increase again by what we started with. And let's make another unbelievable comeback here at 420 total bet. And let's spin with Andrew's Army. Ouch, 4 black. That is not what we wanted. And now we only have $600 left almost. So, man, we have to get a win here, guys. No more losing. Let's get a win. And let's spin. Come on, Andrew's Army. Let's pull this together. And that's a 27 red. That's a start. It's a $300 win. We're at minus 1105. Let's rebet and spin. And come on, let's see some numbers up in the top right. Here we go. Well, that's a win, but it's not what we wanted. But we'll take a $75 win. We're up at minus 1030. Let's get some numbers there in the second and third column. But any win right now is huge considering what we've gone through here. That's a $75 win. We missed the columns, but at least now we're a little bit closer. But we still need a couple more really good wins. Okay, that's a 23 red. That's good. It's a $300 win. We're at minus 655. If we can come back again after being almost down our entire bankroll, that's going to be crazy cool. And that's a good win there on 36 red. That's a $300 win. We're at minus 355. And can we do it again? I don't know if we can. This is incredible if we can. Oh, no, and we hit a 0. That's, again, the worst thing that can happen when you have all these bets out here. But let's go ahead and increase by what we started with. And that was a huge loss. We can't have too many more of those. We need some good wins. We can't have those total losses. with this many bets out there. And that's a 24 black. That's a good one. That's a 320 win. We're at minus 485. We are on the comeback trail, but we're not there yet. Let's see what we can do. 32 maybe. Oh, 17 black. That's a break even, I believe. Okay. We're minus 485. I was hoping for the one next to it, but let's see what we get here. At least it wasn't a loss. Come on, let's get a good one. Don't hit the zeros. And, ooh, that's a 10 black. That's not good. Okay, that's a total loss. And now we only have half our bankroll left again. That was really unfortunate. We were almost back, and we blew it. But not completely yet. Let's see what happens here. And that's a 13 black. That's a loss. So $255 loss. We need to get on the winning side again here. That was almost another epic comeback, but now we're going back the other way. And come on, let's get a win. Oh no, that's a 12 red. So 270 loss. Now we only have 500 bucks, or we only have pretty much enough left for one more bet here. And if we don't get this, we're toast. Oh, I think we lost our bankroll, guys. Maybe not completely. No, we have $240 left. So now we have to make an adjustment. Okay, here we go. That's all we have left. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That's a 15 black. It's a break even. And now we're in real trouble, guys. Let's see what happens here. That's a 31 black. $40 win. That didn't do a whole lot for us there. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 10 black. That is bad. Okay, now we only have we can't place our next bet. We only have $40 left. So we had an epic comeback. We could have cashed out with a lot of cash with Andrew's Army. It did better than the first system today, which was no luck needed. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know if you guys can make these systems better. And I would love to hear from you. The zeros definitely hurt you, and the total losses are really, really bad. But that's what this community is all about, is helping each other out and helping make these systems better each and every day. And I hope you're enjoying that. And if you are, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. And remember to send those systems in at theroulettemaster.com. And pick a new one each and every day. And test your guys' systems out to find the best one there is. I love it, and I hope you do as well. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.